Welcome to an episode of the Ant Guy's Ants. Today I'll be showing you every ant species I own, starting with this species, aphaenogastor tennesis. This queen has been doing pretty well. She's been accepted by her host workers and is being cleaned by them regularly. She also has about 2 eggs, and they made the tube a little messy with cotton, but that's fine. I also love this colony. I love how the queen looks. Here's the second one. They have a little more brood, in my opinion, but not too much more brood. They only have eggs as well. No larvae, maybe 2 small larvae, but they'll get workers by end of September, maybe early October. They only have 3 hosts though, so I'm going to try and get more as soon as I can. But anyway, here is my Formica sericea colony. They are pretty nice. I like how they look. They're a bit fat. The queen of the colony is a little braver than the workers. Yeah, you can see this here. Workers falling behind her instead of going in front. I will feed them later. Here's my Myrmica rubra colony. They have 2 queens. You might be able to see one right now, yeah. The second one, yeah, as well. But not as much. Might be a little harder. They had hatched pupae recently. They're only pupae hatch. They have a batch of eggs I will show later. I also caught this as a wild caught colony. They used to have 60, but have about 40-ish deaths. Have about 20 workers right now. Very, very beautiful. I love such hate them because they escaped and almost killed the colony of mine. But here are the eggs. Pretty decent pile, but 3 are separated for whatever reason. Maybe there's tiny larvae, very tiny larvae, I don't know. But here's one of my Tetramorium immigrants colonies. Have a lot of brood. You might recognize it from my YouTube short I have about a Tetramorium immigrants race. If you didn't see that, here's how it'll work. Both colonies will be fed the same amount of food at the same time, and whoever gets more workers wins. You can't see all the brood from this angle, so I'm going to get a different angle here. You can see a bunch of the larvae. You can see them moving around a little pupae. Very nice, very nice. They have a bunch of fat larvae. A little bit of pupae, not as much, but most pupae hatched recently. They have a bit of pupae, the rest is just very fat larvae. Very. They're like 20-ish. This is colony 2. They have about 15-ish now workers, and only big larvae and some eggs. So colony 1 will probably surpass them. I also hope colony 1 wins the race. The queen's camera shy. They're also eating a 1-week-old mealworm, which is good. They're not wasting food. But still, why? I thought they ate it all, but yeah, the queen decided to come back, get some of the spotlight, but yeah, pretty fat larvae. It's gonna pupae soon. But here is one of my Myrmica queens, or 3 of them. I love how they look. They're little oranges. You can't see it from here, but I doubt you know the species, but I don't even know the species. I just love how they look. But here is my last CS Americanus colony. I have about 80-ish workers, I'd say. A lot of pupae. A lot of larvae. Larvae covering the cotton. A lot of eggs in the pupae. They're also my favorite colony. They're not too fat. I didn't feed them honey in a while. I most recently fed them some mealworms. They love mealworms, I'm going to be honest with you. They literally love them. They'll accept them any day, any time. But yeah. Next up is my Campanulus pennsylvanianus colony. They have about, I'd say, maybe 30, 40-ish workers. I'm going to estimate 40-ish workers. They have a lot of larvae and eggs. This is all larvae and eggs, no pupae. A little more there, as you can see, under workers. They're all pretty fat. I did overfeed them a little bit with honey. Queen's pretty fat, but has a dented gaster, so I hope she survives. I'm pretty sure she will, though. She's gotten this far. If she dies, I'm gonna be sad. But yeah, here's how I overfed them. Just a lot of honey. There should be a little more because they drank some. But yeah, I fed them way too much honey before. They're also starting covering it with sand, meaning they don't need this much. So yeah, I did a little mistake, but yeah. Here you can see their test tube, that old and non-fat ones hanging out, and then this is my favorite looking out world. A lot of twigs, stuff like that, sand, rocks. But here's my Campinos novae colony. About 2 pupae, a little bit of larvae, some eggs, just the basics. I have about 13-ish workers. I'm also doing a little race with 2 colonies. I have had workers about the same time, I'd say. So this is the same thing as Tetramorium. Fed the same amount of food, same time. Whoever gets more workers by that pause wins. But yeah, very nice. But yeah, here is colony 2 of Novibrasis. They're doing pretty well, much better than colony 1, I think. Have a lot more larvae of old 3, big, medium, small, and some eggs. No pupae though. So colony 1's gonna catch up and then lose the race as soon as they have a little more pupae. They might start playing for the year as well. Should be a bummer, but they want to get back to their world. But yeah, the queen's pretty fat compared to the others. I think they fed her a little more than themselves. Only like 3 fat ones. But yeah, really, really nice colony. But here's my Solenopsis molesta colony. 9 queens, I'd say. A lot of larvae, a lot of eggs. Here's one that's pretending to be dead, but not dead. Yeah, you thought you could escape. But yeah, the reason why they have so much larvae and eggs is because of how many queens they have. They're gonna have, what, maybe 40, 50 workers when they have their pupae hatch. Really, really nice colony. I have a second one. Has about, well, I'll save it for when I show them, but a lot more queens than this one. I'm gonna tell you that for sure. And here we get to them. They have about 14 queens. They have 10 times more larvae, 10 times more eggs. It's crazy. I also love how they look. A little orangish color. Yellowish orange. Can't really see that pop out, but the workers are also pretty small, so you probably won't be able to see them. I'll have to zoom in a lot to actually get a video of them. So here are all my founding formicas. I have Glacius, Subsericea, Gates, and one I don't know. Might be Subsericea, but looks a little bigger. Here are my Lasius founding queens. There's a dead one right here, sadly. They're all Lasius except for this one imposter right here. Yeah, you. These 2 have eggs. I'm not sure the third one has eggs. The one at the top. But yeah, I'm not sure if this one does. She hasn't moved in a while as well. But yeah. Just give me 1 second. No, the top one doesn't have eggs right now. But anyway, here's my Campinos novae colony 1. They love their honey, as I told you before. She's drinking the tiny drops first, and then gonna go to the big one. Which I'd say is a little smart. Very, very nice colony. She's an anetic, so doesn't have the very red thorax as the second worker comes. Start drinking. But yeah, I also fed my Lasius americanus colony. They are not drinking honey. They're not a big fan of honey, but they'll drink it when they get the chance, or want it, I say. They'll probably drink it later, but not right now. But yeah, here's my Campinos novae colony 2. As you could probably see before, they completely ignored the honey and went back in the tube. They're very, very picky. But here, please like and subscribe for more.